Haaland hat-trick, a comeback, a brilliant, sensational comeback from Manchester City. Liverpool put 9 goals past Bournemouth, and Chelsea play better without Conor Gallagher. They play better with 10 men on the field, and they see off Leicester City to win. What an amazing afternoon of Premier League football we have just witnessed. Smash the like and the share button. Subscribe to the Football Terrace. Let's go. Wow, wow, wow. What an afternoon of football we just witnessed. And my lights are in the wrong place. I don't even know why. Hang on. Move the light. It's a bit better. There you go. The lighting's a bit better. I need to get them a bit higher. But wow, what have we just witnessed? What did we just see? Haaland, Liverpool, City, Chelsea. Proper teams with proper performances, demonstrating why this is the greatest league in the world. Liverpool bouncing back after a disastrous opening 3 games to put not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, not 8, but 9 goals. Like, we're nearly running out of fingers here for what Liverpool did today. Man City, listen, 2-0 down. You're thinking, oh, they're dropping points. Arsenal fans getting giddy. What's going on? What's going to happen? And then, boom. 2 were first. But then Haaland. People telling me he's not going to break Mo Salah's goal scoring record. Get out. What's it, 27 more goals? He's got 6 goals in the opening 4 games of the Premier League season. And people were doubting Erling Haaland, the greatest young goal scorer since R9. The greatest. No one's better. I don't care the skills. I don't care what you've done. Man's doing it in big boy leagues. Man isn't doing it in the Farmers Leagues, Champions League, Premier League, Bundesliga. The geezer is sensational. If you want to prove yourself to be as good as Haaland, go to one of the proper leagues. Go to the leagues where your goals actually matter. Go to a league that people watch because it's so good. Wow. Out of this world from Haaland. And listen, there has been no better number 9 at this age since R9, in my opinion. The geezer is a phenom. And I'm talking about someone who's scoring in the top 3 to 4 leagues in Europe. Find me that player who's got better numbers, better performances in the top 3 to 4 leagues in Europe at this age, outside of R9, in the last 30 years. And I'll give you £5,000 cash on the terrace. You can't find me nobody that matches Haaland. And I shouldn't even be happy. I'm a Man United fan. But people have been doubting this guy predominantly because of the way he looks, which is very weird to me. Haaland is ridiculous. Now, I also want to speak about Chelsea on the show today. We're taking calls from... We're going to get a bit of a mixture of a panel out as well. It's going to be an epic show. You don't want to go anywhere else but stay here. Why would you want to? Proper fans, proper people. But let me tell you this now about Chelsea. Don't ever play Conor Gallagher again. The geezer is too slow. That's how he got sent off. It wasn't because he's a bad tackler. It's because he's too slow. Imagine this. Chelsea look better with 10 men than playing with Conor Gallagher. That's one of the worst endorsements you could have next to your name. My team's better when I get sent off. That is a terrible thing. And look, Chelsea, I've got to say, of all the performances today, I put Chelsea's above everybody's because Chelsea were down to 10 men. Everybody expected them to lose and they came back. They're all sensational, by the way. But Chelsea winning with 10 men was great. Liverpool, listen, look, 9-0, out of this world. By the way, I thought young Carvalho looked very, very good. I think a lot of teams are going to batter Bournemouth this year, by the way. They're whipping boys. They're absolutely atrocious. They're like the bottom half of... they're like the top 12 teams in Ligue 1, if that makes sense. But that was brilliant. And City's comeback. I shouldn't be happy as a Man United fan, but I've got to recognize greatness. And we're looking at greatness here. Every time you see Haaland play, you should be thanking your lucky stars. You're getting to watch one of the greatest young talents in the history of football kick a ball on our shores. We really are. Watching that Chelsea game, my heart was in my arse. I bet you were, Nathaniel. I mean, they got a bit ropey at the end when they at the bar as well, but Chelsea hang on and they get the 3 points. Mendy doing his best David De Gea impression for the goal and playing better without Mount and 10 men on the pitch is such a Chelsea thing to do. I thought this would be a quiet weekend. Listen, look, the results went the way everybody predicted, but the way people just, that game's over. This won't happen. It's crazy. I'm still not liking my lighting, by the way. Maybe that's better. Not really. I'm not liking it at all today. But yeah, Sterling's first goal this season will be class. Listen, Raheem Sterling was another player everybody wrote off. Just put that ball across the 6-yard box for him. Man's going to score goals, 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 goals. And he did that today very, very well indeed. Lots of people here celebrating Haaland's goal, and they absolutely should. Bro, spilt my beer everywhere. Bouncer is pissed. I don't know who Bouncer is. I must be missing something here. 6 Champions League, and it's only Bournemouth. Leeds are better than Bournemouth. Lol. It's not about that. I'm not having a go. I'm not saying it's only Bournemouth. I'm just saying, like, I'm picking my performer of the day. Liverpool's result was sensational. I've already said that, but I was picking it. Terry's got 3 sets of eyes. No, just a brain. You can watch 3 things at once. Football isn't like go, 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 reset. It's not like a basketball match where it's like this. There's play that goes on. You can do this. And I've got like multiple screens in my room. I'm not going to move my camera because I won't be able to get it back, but you'll see like, I've got screens everywhere in my room. So I've got loads of screens. And I used to have more, but I've lost a couple. Let's do some more of your super chats, my people, and keep smashing that like button. Going down to 10 men and our level increased. That's the mentality we needed to see from the boys. Now let's build on it, and please hit sit Havertz down. Yeah, I did think Kai Havertz had another terrible game today, to be fair. I didn't think he was very, very good indeed. I didn't. Standout performance today. Look, I want to start with the Liverpool game. Firmino rolling back the years. I love a bit of Simply Red. He was great today. I thought young Carvalho looked very, very good indeed. Trent had one of his better games of recent times. But Liverpool were just, you could almost feel like all the pent-up aggression after being beat by Man United on Monday kind of came out. I felt a little bit sorry for Bournemouth in many ways. It was kind of like watching Anthony Joshua beat up Amir Khan in very, very many ways. Chelsea, as we say, great strength to persevere. Raheem Sterling, man of the match. For Cucurella, had a good game. Thiago Silva at the back. Woo! Thiago Silva at the back. Woo! Thiago Silva at the back. Woo! Very, very good indeed. But look, City, I'm just going to say it. Haaland. I need to hear from the naysayers and the doubters. I can't play football, Terry. You ain't no good on the ball. It's all about the eye test. No, it's not. It's about 6 goals in 4 games. It's about Mo Salah's record that he's breaking. 27 more to go. And listen, in another 4 or 5 games, he's going to have under 20 games to go. This guy's breaking the record within 30 to 31 games. That's what I said already. 30, 31, maybe 32 games. Injury pending, breaks that record. You are looking at a phenom. I don't think people have realized what they're looking at yet. In 10 years' time, people are going to look back. Oh, do you remember Haaland when he was younger? Yes, this is now. Remember the name. Erling Haaland. The geezer is out of this world. He truly, truly is. All right, I'm going to start getting some calls on the show. I want to bring some people on to have their say. We're talking to Liverpool fans, Chelsea fans, and, of course, City fans on the show today. But I need that like button to be smashed by you lovely, gorgeous, brilliant people first. I really do. Liam here says, anyone else would have been off for that high boot. What high boot? Maybe I missed it watching 3 games at once. Boo-dee-dee-doo. Who had a high boot? Please tell me. Who are we talking about here? McTominay from earlier? Did he do something else wrong? I don't know. I don't remember seeing it. That's not news, Terry. No, this is a match reaction, my friend. Are you talking about Haaland? Look, when you're as good as Haaland, you're allowed to bend the rules a little bit. Do you know what I mean? You're allowed to bend the rules a little bit. Bend a few legs and that type of thing. Yes, 9-0. Yes, that's the score. 9-0. That was it. Oi. I can't watch all matches at once. You can't watch all the matches at once. Oh, yes, you can. You have them on all your screens and you're watching them all like this. You watch one for a bit and you watch there, you watch it. You watch the game. We're not hard. You think that's hard? You can't do that, bruv. Drink some milk, eat some more fish or something. I don't know. Work on that brain power. I don't know what to say to you, my brother. It's not me. Raheem Sterling was class. Yeah, listen, that's because Raheem the Dream is an absolute world-class player. Maybe Chelsea fans will wake up soon and realize what they've got. Visualize, wake up and realize what they got there. Mo Salah not getting a GA up. Yeah, I mean, that is weird, right? That is weird that Mo Salah didn't pick up any GA in a game like today. That is an absolute madness. A few people asking for an update on the top of the league. I'll get that up on the screen for you, man. and ladies. We have a few ladies that watch the show, not very many, but we have a few that watch the show. We're going to get that up on the screen for you all right now. Here it is. Here it is. Where is it? There it is. Why did it do it like that? I don't like that one. This is the league table as it stands right now. City sitting in top of the league. Brighton on 10 points second. Arsenal kicking off in 20 minutes to third. Spurs playing tomorrow fourth. Leeds in fifth. Chelsea moving to sixth. Man United, from bottom of the league to seventh. Liverpool just behind them. But after today with plus 8 goal difference, which is crazy. What a victory for them. So there's your top 8 in the Premier League, and that includes all of the top 6 as it were. Right, my old muckers. Let's take some calls on the show today. First up with me that I want to speak to before we bring the panel out is going to be V. I'm going to bring V out. He's a City fan. What are you saying, my friend?
I'm good. I'm feeling all right. Enjoyed that match. Went down 2-0 to the bogey Crystal Palace. But the man can't be stopped. The man's being looked for. Foden remembered his lessons from the last 2 weeks. He made sure to get that pass into him. The team is slow to start, but they're cooking right now. I love what they see. I love what they're doing. And that last goal from Haaland, demanding the pass. Normally, that buildup would have continued, but he was demanding, give me that pass. He got it, got his hat trick. It's off to the races right now. It's off to the races. I love what I saw. Pep's got to change up what he did, though. I'm not going to lie. That first half, inverted Walker, it's not working. It's not working. I don't want to see it anymore. The adjustments, got the win. I want to see that continue. Happy, man. Terry, you and I are happy. I should be seeing a smile on your face. You got that win today. You look a lot happier too.
I'll be honest with you. I can take what all of your teams did better because my team won. If we'd have got beaten today, it would have been hurting you. I want to ask you a question about Haaland though, because there's been a lot of doubt. A lot of people saying that he's just a tapping merchant. He can't play football, or that he won't be able to do it in the Premier League. That's 6 goals in his first 4 games. I don't know. I'm making this up. Maybe I don't know if any other players had 6 goals in their first 4 games in Premier League history before.
That's a stat worth looking up. I'm gonna do the same thing. I remember KJ talking about, I doubt Haaland's mobility. He moves like a train. He's real slow. I remember him talking like that. So yeah, there's doubters out there that question whether he would fit. But the problem was they were all looking at their own managers and the failures that they had with their big name strikers. They weren't looking at City, the system, and Pep. It's different. It's different. What do they say over there? Different gravy? It's different gravy over here. So Haaland is going to cook. The team is getting more familiar with where he is on the pitch because automatically he draws two defenders every time. 2 center backs are watching what he's doing. So the team just needs to get in the flow, know where he is. And as long as they're looking for him, it's going to work out. It's going to work out.
It very much good. People are saying here actually that Costa had 7 in 4 and Aguero had 6 in 4. So he's pretty much on par with these guys. Let's see what he does in his next game as an example. But he's so young, he's so raw, and he's got so much more to do. And what he did today for Man City should scare rivals, because that final goal, and I know the final goal made it 4-2 and completely sealed it, but that's that tapping goal that no one was putting in the back of the net for City for such a long time. And that's what it will score some screamers, it will score some really good strikes, but it'll also put in 10, 12 of those tap-ins per year that, by the way, if they were easy because you could anticipate where to be, everybody would be scoring them, but people don't. And that's why I think he's such a phenom. And that, you guys, top of the league, you looked a bit, you've conceded a few goals recently, but the fact you've got the firepower now to come back is out of this world. V, top man for coming on and having your say. I appreciate it, bro. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. Next up, Liverpool fan Samuel here. 9 goals, Samuel. What you saying, my friend?
Listen, that was better. That was better. I know it's just Bournemouth, but before the game, I was quite worried because of the form we had in the first 3 games. I mean, what I criticised about Liverpool against Man United, that there was no heart, there was no fight, there was no spirit there was no passion. Man United outran us, and I was looking at that. Is that if we carry that form into the Bournemouth game, it's going to be very worrying. However, I saw a complete change of performance in the first half. Usually, in the first 3 games, we conceded first. But we came out and we wanted to get that first goal. Once the first goal came, boom, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, it was 5-0 at half time. And that's what we asked for. Klopp, you have to give credit to what he did. He changed it up a little bit. He put Fabinho and Hendo in a kind of like a pivot and made Elliot have like a free role. And again, as I said, it's just Bournemouth, but signs were looking good. The real test is actually against Newcastle. Now, Newcastle, they're going to sit deep and counter-attack. It's about how we're going to break them down, which I'm looking forward to. But based on today, 9 I wanted 10 to break that record. But the boys did well today.
Yeah, no, listen, and I agree with you. And I think that, look, I don't think any Liverpool fan is going to get carried away with putting that many goals past Bournemouth, but it was more like Liverpool. It was more Liverpool-esque. It was just more what we would come to expect. And you still had to work hard to get it, and you didn't stop working hard. It's almost like saying to the fans, we're sorry about the start of the season. We're going to do that. I suppose it's just a little bit of a shame. There was a point where you're thinking, well, actually, and you're 5 points behind City still. When they were losing and you were winning, it was like, well, actually, after a terrible start, we're going to get a favour here from Palace. But of course, the brilliance of City came through and did it, and that's why you'll win today. We always knew you were going to win today, but there are always banana skins in the Premier League, and you've got to kind of 100%. Bounce back. I wanted to ask you a question. Klopp has now said, "I was wrong. We need another midfield player." Is that music to your ears as a Liverpool fan to hear this?
I've backed Klopp for a very long time, and I've backed him over FSG, but him coming out and admitting that, okay, it was him that said that didn't need a midfielder. Now he's admitted that he was wrong, is more of a step. Okay, Klopp, it was you, but thank you for admitting that. Now we need to go out and get a new midfielder. Now there was a lot of people that were saying, "Oh, Liverpool, you don't need a new midfielder now. Everything seems all right." No. We need strength in depth. Doesn't matter what happens. We need strength in depth. We can't be waiting for Thiago or Keita or Ox to come back and get injured again. We need a new midfielder. So that is music to my ears. Depending on who comes in, I don't know who we're linked to strongly right now, but it is a good sign in the right direction.
Yeah, no, I hear that completely. I think that's an important element for you all, like moving forward, especially with what's going on. Samuel, top man for coming on and having your say. Really appreciate it, bro. Thank you. Matt's on the show next before our panel comes out. What are you saying, Matt?
Yeah, be up, Terry. I mean, good win for Chelsea. I think a lot of fans are jumping straight to the conclusion of all the bad stuff that happened. I get that needs to be spoken about, but let's just look at the win. Good win with 10 men. I said when we went down to 10 men that it would be hard for Leicester to compete with 10 men. Me personally, obviously playing football, and just as being a football fan, I feel having 10 men is actually a bit harder to play against because, you got to find that open gap. And once you find that open gap, you can score. If you don't have that gap like Chelsea do, when you've got someone like Jorginho in that midfield and you've got a great, midfield surrounding, we don't open the gap too much to allow Leicester to come and attack us. I mean, the positives there, Raheem Sterling, fantastic. He's done fantastic. 2 fantastic goals, assists from our wing backs, like usual. Like it's just stock standard. We've got that finisher with Aubameyang coming in. I can't wait to see them together. Now we look at the other side. I think Mount coming off, we showed a bit more threat to goal. I think Havertz looked a bit more feisty. I don't know, for about 10, 15 minutes, he was a bit more there. Reece James was pressing higher up. Cucurella was coming more up. We just seemed very different. And I don't want to sit here and come out and go Mount out, but I want Tuchel to continue this, that it's fine to drop your players. It's okay to drop your starting players and rotate them with other people because look at what other teams are doing. We can take risk. Let's take the risk. We've taken the risk. We took Mount off. We did fantastic there, and we scored 2 goals from it. And you go back to that red card, Gallagher. Gallagher's a player for me who doesn't fit our system. If we play a double pivot midfield, he can't play a double pivot midfield. I would put him in that right centre forward position. If he doesn't suit there, sell the kid because it's best we let him progress somewhere else than just stand on the bench and waste our money because this guy's a bit of a flimsy player. We saw he already had a yellow and takes a card like that. That's not the best thing to do. Again, I'm not going to come. I think Mendy had some great saves. He did very well shot stopping. That goal that Leicester conceded started from Mendy making a horrible long pass. Now, I'm not going to come and criticize him too much because he did have some great saves as well. I'm going to give him that. But when you've got a 30% long ball rate, success rate, it's a bit worrying for me. And I still am going to propagate Kepa to start on Wednesday or Tuesday whenever we play Southampton because again, look at what we did. I said this last time, Terry, how these players like Mount, Havertz, and Mendy have been given the opportunity when they don't deserve it. Look what Tuchel did when he took out Mason Mount. He took out Mason Mount, we scored 2 goals. what happens if we can take out these other players who don't deserve to be on the pitch?
Look, meritocracy is very, very important indeed. There's no doubt about that, Matt. Really appreciate your opinions and coming on today and having your say. Top man. Thank you, Matt. Rack's on the show next. Rack's a Liverpool fan. 9-0 drumming. What you saying, mate?
Yeah, good. Look, we needed a performance. We needed to step up, and both the crowd, the fans, everyone was up for it from the get go, and it helped to blow us some cobwebs. Hopefully, that's a stepping stone for future good performances to come. But yeah, we really need that. It's going to kickstart our season, I'm sure.
Yeah, you very much need to. And I get, like, some will say I'm a hater for saying this. Like, I know Liverpool fans won't get carried away. You'll want to see a performance against a more capable team next time. But there's no better way of blowing out those cobwebs and sticking that many goals past someone. There'll be a confidence booster in there for people. You know we can score. We know we can get it done. Your first win of the season as well. And especially with City winning the way they did, any slip-ups at the moment from you, if City start getting themselves 7-8 plus points ahead, it just becomes such an uphill task. So really, really important in that regard. I already asked this question already. I want to get your opinion. Midfielder, it looks like you're going to go for a midfielder this week. Is that music to your ears?
Yeah, look, I mean, I've said it since last summer that I would have liked to get an attacker, a defender, and a midfielder, and we only got Konaté last summer. But at the same time, I've said, look, ultimately, I don't have all the information. If Klopp and the recruitment team decide they want to go for a player, then I'll back them. If they don't, then there's not really much I can do about it, but I'll back them. But I have thought that we've needed new impetus and a new player coming in. It's going to be interesting to see who that is, because it may be a bit, if it's a stopgap signing, it kind of goes against what we've done in recent years recruitment wise. But I think, some people have definitely been at the end of their tether, and they've even said, look, anyone but Milderson. So yeah, Milderson. But let's see. I mean, I'm sure we'll get someone decent, and it would be quite funny, Terry, just to say if we end up getting Frankie de Jong, that would be quite funny. But
yeah, it would be. But I felt all along that he's gettable this summer, but for the right team. Like, I really have felt that this whole time, and we'll see what happens there. Rack, appreciate you coming on, mate, and having your say. Congrats on the win.
Take care, mate.
We'll chat again soon. Thank you. Ladibus Prime is here. What are you saying, Prime?
Yeah, that was nerve-wracking near the end. Gallagher getting sent off. Hopefully this kind of buries this whole playing Gallagher in midfield experiment Tuchel wants to do. I don't know why he rates him. I don't know what the qualities he sees in him. But this Roadrunner thing, like, it's just not going to work. We looked a lot better in the second half when we took off Mount, which again, kind of shock surprise. Mount hasn't been performing well lately. Brilliant goal from Sterling for the first one, world class. Great assist for Rishane for the second. Again, Mendy, I know he pulled off some saves in the second half, but we shouldn't be conceding that goal in the first place. And it's another conversation that needs to be had, that this guy isn't good enough, but he's not going to get dropped for Kepa. Tuchel's just not going to do it. It's a bit of, I don't know, it's just him being stubborn or whatever. But we did change up the formation a bit slightly, and it seemed to work. And even with 10 men, I thought Leicester would have a bit more about them to be able to put us to the sword and beat us. And even though they did, and then they scored, they made it 2-1, and they tried to come at us. They should have done better, in my opinion. They should have done better, in my opinion. But yeah, we did what we had to do, and we won the game. I'm happy. Hopefully, we can take that going forward. And we have Southampton midweek, so hopefully we can get something from them and then just keep building.
Yeah, no, listen, I agree. I think that the dropping of certain players, and maybe when Aubameyang comes in, it's going to be Havertz next that gets dropped. Picking on meritocracy is important. The only problem you've got, and I think the Mendy Kepa argument is this: yes, you can drop Mendy for Kepa, but Kepa's going to make similar mistakes himself. So you're not really improving things. That there isn't a better option really. And in goal, a mistake that nearly always leads to a goal. Prime, appreciate you coming on, mate, and having your say. Top man, and we'll speak to you soon. Thank you very much indeed. Cheers, bro. Make sure like buttons are being smashed and you're subscribing, people. Heavy links with Frankie de Jong and Ruben Neves. FFG heard your call. Well, when I said it this is why I know communist Merseyside exists. When I said you should be looking at someone like de Jong, no, we'll never do it. It's not our kind of player. Everyone trying to defend it. Now suddenly, oh yeah, I think it would really work. Most Liverpool fans don't have their own brains. or they don't use their own brains. Sterling replaces Hazard well, but with more goals. I said it before. He'll score and assist more than Hazard did. Terry played the Todd B. The Todd B is not on this set. I can't do it on this one, I'm afraid. Sorry about that. Where is Thomas Partey? I haven't even seen the starting lineups for any other game, so I don't know where he is. I'll have a little look later. We'll talk about that at full time of the Arsenal game. Panel coming out next, people to have their say. Let's smash the like button in this. Welcome, one and all. Congratulations on all of us winning today. All of us won today. I want to speak to Patrick first of all. Haaland, 6 goals, 4 games. Comeback. Talk to me.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, thank you. I was actually at work. You can see I'm still in my work shirt. And I was there at work, and there's a lot of Liverpool fans. And every time Paris scored, they were giving signals like, there you go, you're struggling. But right now, all I can say is, again, I'm going to say this for the 3rd time today on your show. Rory Jennings, you fraud. Where are you? Where are you? You said he was going to flop. Where are you? This Rory Jennings guy is a fraud. And I hope I'm allowed to say this on your channel. This guy is a fraud. This guy said Haaland is going to struggle. Haaland is not going to do anything. And this is the same guy who was twerking for Haaland 2 seasons ago, saying Haaland comes to City, you'll score 40, comes to Chelsea. Oh my God, it's going to be the best thing ever. Where are the Haaland haters? It's 6 goals in 4 games. Are they counting, or you guys are done? And here it goes to the Liverpool fans who are comparing him to Nunes. I want you to continue watching. Let's watch the season as it goes. Let's see if Nunes is going to catch up. Let's see if I don't hate Nunes. I love him, but let's see if Nunes is going to catch up. So, Terry, I'm very excited. And to be honest with you, I thought we were dusted because Crystal Palace, Southampton, and Spurs seem to be our bogey team. Somehow they seem to have our number. And it's quite funny, Terry, that every time we just play Palace and Southampton and Spurs, our defenders become the worst defenders ever, and we just play very bad football. Now, the other thing that a lot of City fans are not happy with is Pep keeps insisting in putting his 4 backs into the midfield. Even if it doesn't work, he keeps insisting doing it. So I hope he learns now, because as soon as he told Walker to go more wider, things were better. So, look, it's a good win for us. I know Arsenal fans were happy. They thought this was their year. But let's keep going. I'm very happy. And congrats to Liverpool for spanking Bournemouth 9-0. My God, that is amazing. Great.
It's very true. David, a good victory against all odds. When he went down to that 10 men early, were you thinking, oh, no, we're in trouble here today at Chelsea? Can't hear you, bro. Yeah, come out and come back in again. We'll go to Roy instead. Were you worried after that going down to 10 men, or did you always have faith in this team? You're on mute, by the way, as well, Roy. We can't hear you.
Faith in this team. I had no faith at all. I was convinced we were losing 1-0. And oh my goodness, Lord, thank you. This was this close into me saying cancelable things about Gallagher. This close, so flipping close. Thank God we won that game, or else I would have got myself cancelled on every app I'm on. But we won the game. I'm happy for the 3 points. But Terry, after Leeds, what did I say about Gallagher? I said he's not good enough. Now, to the people who don't watch him and can't clearly see he's good enough, you know what? Tom, you're a good friend of mine. I'm just going to ask you a question, yes or no, very, very simple. Is Gallagher a creative player?
Can be in the right environment, yeah. Probably not, no. More often than not, no.
Is he a great defender?
No.
Is he a great passer?
No.
Is he a great dribbler?
He's a better dribbler than passer, but still probably no. He's still not top tier.
Okay, so we've got 4 no's to those questions. Now, here's the easiest one. Why is he here if he sucks at all those things?
Carbon juice, homegrown.
Because I said it. We should have sold him. We should have sold him when stocks were high. Ship him to Palace, get 30, 40, at stretch 50 million, and use that to reinvest in a seriously bleeding midfield. But no, we decided to keep him. 2 games in a row, Tuchel's put him in the pivot. First game, he gets overrun. Second game, he gets sent off. That should be the end of him. I personally think it should be the end of him at this club, but it'll probably be the end of him in the starting 11. Now, onto the game. You know what? Then we weren't actually that terrible. Like, even after we went down to 10 men, like, we carried on creating chances. Sterling scored 2 brilliant goals, finally up and running for the season. So hopefully it's the first of many. But like, they had their chances. Vardy missed a few good chances, but I was somewhat confident that we wouldn't concede the second goal. I felt like we learnt our lesson after Spurs, so I'm happy we saw out the win. But yeah, work to do in this team, and we really need to sign a midfielder, man, because with Kante injured, Covered not fully fit, Gallagher suspended, like, we desperately need to sign a midfielder before the window shuts. And I personally want 2, but we need someone who can play 6 and 8 both well, because Jorginho also needs cover. But yeah, then 3 points, I'll take it, but definitely room in the tank for better performances.
I totally hear you on that, my friend. I always find people weird that are not really happy to have won a game. It's like, yeah, we won. It's all good. I get it. Really want to take time to wake up. From your point of view, David, like, obviously a weird game for Chelsea, like some really bad things, like with Gallagher, 2 games running looking poor, but Raheem Sterling turning up and you looking pretty resolute for the majority of the game.
Yeah, and I mean, again, against Leicester, I was so confident we were going to win. Even when we went down to 10 men, I was like, I still expect us to win because I think Leicester are an awful team. They're awful. And we just played really well. Raheem Sterling, he probably should have had a hat-trick, but Ward actually made a very good save on that that he had, so fair play to him. But yeah, Sterling was great. Rory Jennings was great. Cucurella was great. Jorginho was great. So all round good performances. And people aren't excited because they don't want us to do well. Chelsea fans are weird right now. I don't get it. People just aren't. They can't back the team anyway. It's just, oh, we're bad. We can't do this. We can't do that. Blah blah blah. Blah. Right? David,
what do you want us to take from that performance?
That we can beat people with men. We can, if we have the right personnel in the right position, we are going to do well this season. And we are we are like 1 or 2 players away. We are still going to make signings. So why
1 or 2 players away from what?
Doesn't make sense.
Wait, 1 or 2 players away from what?
From 1 or 2 players away from genuinely competing at the top level, like genuinely competing.
Disagree.
We're not that far away.
David, your mic's really bitty. It's like it's like cutting out really, really badly.
Yeah.
When I was looking at Chelsea, I know we were talking all the teams. When like Tom, when you look at Chelsea, are you looking at a team that's really dysfunctional and got loads of problems, or is it just a case of, once these, Fofana comes in, record fee for a defender for Chelsea, they're probably going to get Aubameyang, maybe one other player. Do you think they'll be? I mean, people talk about such a bad start to the season, but that's still 7 points. In their opening 4 games, like they're only 3 points off the top. I mean, is it all doom and gloom for Chelsea?
I think Chelsea's issue is they've got very good players and a very good system, but they both don't work together. So take Gallagher, for example. Gallagher in the right system is a decent little player, but Gallagher doesn't have the discipline or the defensive ability to play as a 6, which is where he has to play in this team. I don't think the Chelsea system utilises their players to their fullest potential, should we say. But it's not all that bad. This is the thing with the likes of Liverpool and City and Chelsea. They can just turn it on like that and go on 6, 7, 8 game winning runs, and all of a sudden everything changes from doom and gloom to back on top sort of stuff. So I think Fofana will help. I think Aubameyang will be a major help. But until, I think their main issue is that midfield. And if they don't address that midfield, it will constantly come back and bite them, because Kovacic can play it, but he's injury prone. Kante can play it, but he's injury prone. You've got no one else after that. And that's where all the problems come from in this Chelsea team at the minute, losing that midfield battle.
I think a lot of people would agree with you on that. I really, really would. I want to speak to the Liverpool boys about your performance today. 9-0. What we saying, gents?
Nice, good. Should be doing that, but they should not. John W. Henry rocked up for the first time in years today and got to watch this in person. Do not let this deter you from buying a midfielder. If anything, this should push you to buy one more. Make sure that this team has the players around to succeed, because when they're firing, when they're on it, like we saw today, this is the stuff they can do. And it's not even an understatement to say it should have been 10. Mohamed Salah, I can't believe he missed some of the chances that he missed today. That
Wait,
one
did he get no GA, Tom?
No GA. No GA.
In a 9-0 win? Wow.
Mhm.
Yeah. So Terry, before I start, you're shameless with your 2-1 smash Liverpool. This is a smashing, right? And I'm not going to get gassed because Man City beat them 4-0, Arsenal beat them 3-0, but it just goes to show it's exposing all these people who don't know what they're talking about. Oh, Liverpool's falling off. Oh, we're done.
Hang on. You said last week you've fallen off, you mug.
Hot, mug, me. Look at you, bruv. You get hair graft to make yourself look happy, bruv. About call me a mug.
I get hair graft to make myself look better. What? So I did a bit. You need a bit of cosmetic surgery. I've seen the brown in between your teeth. Like you need a little bit of cosmetic surgery, bro. Why are you getting all personal for?
You call me a mug, bruv.
Could you come on here and you write your team off all the time? We're not title contenders. We're a cup team only. We can't win the major trophies. We need more investment. You win a game and you're like, everyone writes my club off. That's exactly what you do, you moron.
Right. So let's break this down a bit because you talked a lot of waffle there, and I think the chat and the audience need some respite from your waffle and get a bit of education, right? So, yeah. You said to me, I said you were like, moaning about we're just a cup team last year. What do we win, brother? 2 cups. Did I not say from the start Man City were going to win last season, bro? So I'm not going to go into the past, but all I'm saying is, if you're asking me, is a Liverpool serious contender for the title? As I've stated last season, not with our midfield. And guess what? What did I say last week, Terry? Funny enough, you reminded me. Did I not say that we need a midfield? And what? Klopp's changed his mind. Suddenly he's apologised for, shit. So all those, 2 seasons I've been bitching about us not having a midfield. Now it's happening. So are you saying that Klopp's a dumbass or something? Suddenly he's just changed his mind?
That isn't what I'm saying at all. I'm not saying that at all. But you've sat here, you just admitted that you've written your team off from winning things. Last week, but that's all anybody was writing you off about. No one was saying last week Liverpool are bad. They were saying that the level you're currently at means you're not winning the league, and you just called them out for that. But you agree with them, so why are you calling them out?
No. Again, so you're twisting words. I'm calling.
No,
out
I'm not.
People,
it's literally what you said.
Look, I'm calling out people thinking that we're gonna fall out the top 4. Behave yourself, bruv. We're gonna get number 2. We've got all these fans. And I know they've been chatting all this waffle last week about, that's it. They're done out here. Their sisters found out. Chat will know all these people because I don't watch all these other these people, right? But let's keep it real, right? I've said that the only people who can win the league realistically is Liverpool or Man City because the reason why, and this is the key reason, right? We are the only 2 teams that have demonstrated in the past 5 years we can go on a 10, 12, 13 game winning streak. If you want to win a league, that's what does it. Look at City last season. Weren't they horrible at the start? Everyone was like, they're done. They were like 6th, 7th, whatever, after like 10 games, whatever. I still said they're going to win. And guess what? Do you know why they won the league? Because no other team, apart from Liverpool, can typically keep up more than 4 wins in a row. Stats. That's facts, bro. So you chatting your nonsense about this and that. I'm giving you facts. I'm a realist. I'm not negative to my team. I'm calling out what I see. And I'm not going to bullshit and be fake and go, we're doing great, blah, 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 when I know fundamentally.
So again, back to my point before we move on. Then why are you calling people out for saying the same thing as you, that you're not great unless you buy new people? This is what I'm saying. Nothing you're saying is wrong in my opinion. You're calling people out for having the same opinion as you. That's mad.
I'm exposing all these people who busted out last week when we lost to Man United.
Zane, I'm sorry. You get laughed at when you lose by rivals. That's football. Learn to deal with it, my friend. You're 52 years old. You should understand it.
Hold on. If I'm 52, I still look better than you, bruv, because you're busted, bruv. Facts, bruv.
Trust me, bruv.
Bruv. You get me, man.
I'm on my what? Go on, keep going. I'm on my second transplant. I got rubbed the first one out on your wife's headboard, mate. That's what happened.
Is that it, bruv? Boy, all I'm going to say is, bruv, where's your first missus done, bruv? You can't even keep a woman, bruv. You can't even keep a woman.
I can't keep a woman. Bruv, let me just say this.
Anyway, I think Liverpool played really well today, personally. I thought Firmino had a great game. 2 goals, 3 assists. Great return. Lewis had a great game.
It's crazy. But anyway, it was a very good game of football. So obviously Arsenal kick off now. We're live after the thing for them. Obviously a little bit more pressure on Arsenal now that everybody else has kind of won so far in relation to that. But what I'm going to say is this: I looked at today, and the one that listen, Liverpool looked great. I think Chelsea's win was so important because they went down to 10 men, and I think there must have been an element of Chelsea fans. Oh, we're going to lose 2 on the bounce. We're going to be behind Man United after their bad start. But I wanted to ask you all your opinion on haaland. I know we've already spoke about him briefly, but a hat-trick, 6 goals in 4 games. Very few players have done that. I didn't know the stats before. Aguero did it. Diego Costa did it. This guy's the real deal, ain't he?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
How can you not? Do you know what I say,
Well,
right? Can I say, right? If you were going to genetically engineer the perfect striker for the Premier League, all the attributes, the physicality and everything, it's Haaland. Haaland is the ultimate striker for the Premier League and the pace and the power. He's going to be goated. I can't believe people are calling this brother. I honestly, they need to be certified.
Lukaku comparisons, honestly, he deserves to be arrested if you compare him to Lukaku.
Yeah, they were saying the white Lukaku. They said the white Lukaku.
Do you remember? Hold on. Do you remember like last year when everyone was like signing Lukaku's good for 100 mil, and I said no, we should go get Haaland because he's better. And I had people actually combating me on that, saying Lukaku's better than him. And I had people saying, and also there are a lot of people that were like, Haaland's going to do badly in the Prem as well. You lot are stupid.
Yeah,
you're stupid.
He's just
for years he'd ruined their build up and they wouldn't score goals anymore. It's actually rubbish.
He's got that
exactly this stupid lie of he can't do build up play. The nonsense, absolute nonsense.
Social media has created football fans that have this. You need a striker that creates his own goals. I'm like, I don't really know what that means, but how many like yes, that you might even
they want him to be like Benzema.
But the thing is, how many goals a season does Benzema actually create himself? How many?
Not many.
Where there aren't 2 or 3 other players that are instrumental in that goal. Very few. So I get the point. Oh, I want some. You might get 4 or 5 a year where it's like, wow, it was purely him. And for me, if the only time it's creating your own goals is if no one else is involved. So if you do a great 1-2 with somebody, if someone is crossing the ball to you, that's not by yourself. That basically means you're dribbling through a backline yourself. Even Messi, how many times a season is he dribbling through 3 or 4 players and putting the ball in the back of the net?
Not often, man.
Like
probably what 3 or 4? 3. I don't think. I think 8 or 9. I think 8 or 9 be pushing it. Like
maybe in his prime, not anymore.
Yeah, maybe like prime Messi, but
yeah, maybe prime Messi. But that's an alien. That's one player that's done that once in the history of football. It's a nonsense. Everybody needs a team around them in a team sport. It's crazy to me. And I just look at Haaland, and I know I'm probably over egging like the goals that he's getting, but it's because I was laughed at for suggesting that he could even get close to Mo Salah's record. And he's 27 more goals needed from 34 more games. Like, as long as
he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. He'll do that easily.
Trust me. When the midweek fixtures
come,
when the midweek fixtures come, Haaland's minutes are gonna drop.
You got it right. A lot of people didn't, but it's funny how these people have short memories, and when you call them out,
I think Haaland will get 27 to 30. I don't think
he might do.
Zane, but last year you were spouting Minamino over Mane for 3 months.
Do you know what? I guess what? Do you know what? Hold on. That's what I love about it. Do you know what? I love it. You've got this little twerking pong, and you've got to do what you say, right? So let's get facts then. So are you saying if Minamino did not play a major part in us winning one of the cups, the Carling Cup? Are you mad?
So Zane, stop. Zane, he said that you were putting you wanted Minamino to start in the first team in the Premier League over Mane for 3 months, is what you did. You just got absolutely schooled there, bro. You just got licked, bruv. You just got licked.
No, again, see this clown.
He
don't want it, this clown, bro.
You got mashed.
I swear something's going on in your head, bro. But the reason why I was saying that, this is a fact. Mane went 8 Premier League goals in a row, no goals. No
8 Premier League goals.
I'll allow 4.
Yeah, 8 Premier League goals.
He's rattled.
His head's gone.
He does speak. I want to go back, guys. I want to go back to Roy's point.
I'd rather put you in gold, bro.
Good. I want to go to Roy. I want to go to Roy's point, right? I get you saying that his minutes will drop, and you are right. Of course they will. He'll get rotated. But I still think what you'll get from Haaland is they'll be 3-0 up in a midweek game. He'll come on for that last 20 minutes because they've got to stay fresh and keep moving. And that's where he's going to pick up all these little goals out of nowhere. And he will.
Bro, he's got
He'll probably stat pad 10, 12 goals as well this year.
He's got Nottingham Forest next week. He's going to have like 10 goals in 6-7 games, mate. It's a joke. He's a joke. He's a freak.
It's just about if
he's kind of guy to force Pep to play him as well if he wants to get that record.
It's all about keeping him fit. They've got
I'm starting.
You've got that break, haven't you? The thing is with Haaland, he always gets an injury. He always gets a decently turned injury. If he gets it at the right time this season, i.e. right before the World Cup, where he's not going, he'll be smashing it. He'll be playing as many games as he possibly can. That's what's scary.
Don't you think it's great that? Don't you think it's great that we've got Alvarez? And I know that he was removed at the 60th minute, and he didn't seem happy, but he was smiling later on. But I think that's what they told him as Tiki, the guy from City, said. We told him that here, unlike Madrid, we are not going to force you to play. If we see you're not well, and if it's the 60th minute, Pep benches you or puts you on the bench, nobody's going to say anything. Why? I'm pretty sure if you went to Madrid, they'll boo. You know, Madrid fans, they'll boo. They're like, why are you dropping the biggest guy? So I think it's going to be great for him. Alvarez comes in, Haaland sits down, less games than Dortmund, where he's playing every game.
I agree. And listen, I mean, Antonio Conte said it this week about Harry Kane, that he's going to rest him. And Harry Kane has got some of the injuries that he had. One of the reasons Liverpool beat them in the Champions League final. Liverpool were better than them. But Harry Kane starting meant they played with 10 men. He shouldn't have started because he wasn't fit enough. And sometimes you need your manager to protect you in those circumstances. And, you know, rotation is key. And Pep's the king of rotation. And people act like he started it. Like my manager, my GOAT manager, Fergie, used to do it all the time. It'd always rotate. Why hasn't this guy started? Why is he on the bench? And it was because Fergie went into every season trying his best to win 3 to 4 trophies every year rather than just one. And that's what City are going to try and do. It's just managing those minutes. But he's just got the ability and the knack to pick up all that third goal he scored today. He's going to score 10 of them this season. And people act like they're easy, they're tap-ins. But if they were, then everybody would be scoring them. He's got a sixth sense of where to stand, where to be, and where the ball might end up.
All the top strikers prefer them type of goals. All the top strikers, if you ask any top striker in Premier League history, they prefer to tap into a long-range effort because that shows how good of a striker you are. Your anticipation, your reading of the game, the way to get into the box, to find that space. And the thing is, what makes it even more dangerous is Manchester City create about 10 of them chances a game. Haaland will get there about 7 of them times. That's what's so scary. Last season, the City would still create the 10 chances, but it would be Sterling a couple of times, Jesus a couple of times, Mahrez a couple of times. It'd be spread about and they'd miss them because they're not getting there consistently. Haaland just is there.
Totally agree.
Well, Ballon d'Or. If City, for example, with Haaland the missing piece, win the UCL, would you say Haaland is a shoo-in for the Ballon d'Or based on breaking Premier League record?
It could be. If he does that, if he breaks the Premier League goal scoring record, scores 10, 12 goals in the Champions League, City win the Prem and the Champions League, you'll be hard pushed. I'm not saying shoo-in because we know it's a popularity contest and sometimes it goes to the wrong people, but he'll be someone that should be in the running for it. Goal scoring. Listen, football fans have got a place in football to give opinions. That's why we're here. But we shouldn't ignore when the vast majority of professionals will say the same thing. I've never met a professional footballer that doesn't say or believe that scoring goals is the hardest thing to do in football. It's harder than passing. It's harder than tackling. It's harder than dribbling. Scoring goals is the hardest thing in football to do. It's why goal scorers always cost the most and get paid the most. And if he's scoring goals at that rate, that means he is the best at the hardest skill set in football. It may not be the most entertaining skill set in football. Some people love a man that can dribble that can't cross at the end of it because they like the idea of the dribbling. These guys should go play knockouts on a Saturday over the park, right, instead of watching football. But goal scoring is the hardest thing to do in football. And Haaland does it right now, in my opinion, better than as good as anybody else on the planet. But age-wise, pound for pound, he's ahead of everybody.
He's the best finisher in the world. He's the best finisher in the world.
He's the best finisher in the world. And he's the best I've seen at this age since R9. The best I've seen. And the numbers prove it. And I know a lot of people will say Mbappe, and I've always said I love Mbappe. get out of a bang average league and do it in a top league, and then and I'm not saying he's already in the
Terry,
conversation.
You can't say that because
Yes, you can say
Yes,
that.
you can, bro.
He won the
Bro,
World Cup
bro,
at 18.
So
At
what?
18, when Giroud was scoring no goals, he was
I'm-
carrying
I
France
don't-
that World Cup.
You're not listening to me. I've said he's in the equation, so instantly you're polarizing it. He has to. Your league goals are your bread and butter of how good you are. Until you're in one of the top leagues, what you're doing week in, week out, league-wise, doesn't count for me. And I give you because the Portuguese league for about 18 months was rated higher than League R. No one was taking Portuguese league goals seriously.
Okay, Terry, hold on. Okay, so you said until he's doing it in the top league, then you can't take it too seriously. Well, the Bundesliga is not a top league. That league suits Haaland down to a T.
The Bundesliga is
Hold on.
League.
Haaland's playing in a league where he gets 40 yards of space to run into pretty much every match day.
That's not true.
And that's okay.
That is not true.
That's okay. That's okay because
you don't watch
Bundesliga. He was
How
doing
much
it in the
Bundesliga football do you
Okay.
No,
I'll change my point then. Guys, I'll change my point because I don't want to get into
Mbappe's record in the Champions League.
I'll get into this point
fantastic.
then. So Haaland. Okay, I'll get to this point then. Okay, I'll get to this point then. Scrap the Bundesliga until you're doing it in Serie A, La Liga, or the Prem. I don't want to hear about you're the best striker in the world. If you're not doing it in those 3 top leagues, I don't want to hear about it. Haaland's come here and he's doing it. You've got to do it in one of the big leagues. And he's already doing it here. He can prove it. I just get annoyed at this. We always keep moving the goalposts. 1 minute, we rate the Bundesliga as being brilliant. But when I was talking about Jadon Sancho being one of the most creative youngsters of all time, all I got told by Chelsea fans is it's the Bundesliga and it don't count. Then when I said that on the same show, when I said that, well, that means Robert Lewandowski's never deserved, in your opinion, then you also agree with me that Robert Lewandowski's never deserved a Ballon d'Or. Because most of his goals,
because his record in the Champions League is he's like the 4th highest scorer of all time.
Yeah, and that's fine. But for me, when I look at it and you're talking about who the best is, you've got to be doing it in the best leagues. Haaland's already doing it in
so
the
therefore, Haaland was never in that conversation for you, Terry, before he came to Man City then? Is that what you're saying?
If you go back to what
you
I was
said,
saying,
you've got to be doing it in the big leagues.
And I consider the Bundesliga one of them, so I don't discount it. Right. However, we can discount it and I can rechange my train of thought. You've still got to do it in one of the big leagues to be the best. I didn't say that Mbappe isn't one of the best. Like, we've got to stop as fans polarizing opinion all the time. I didn't say Mbappe was shit. I said he can't be the best until his league goals are in one of the top leagues. He can be one of the best, but not the best. Because we haven't seen him in a hard league yet. And that helps him in the Champions League, by the way, because he doesn't have to play hard all week. How do we know this, right? How do we know this? Because PSG have done this regularly when they've got a big Champions League game. They rotate their whole first team for a league match. Can you do that in the Prem or La Liga?
You can't even do that in the Bundesliga.
You can't. Let's get this right now. People always get annoyed when you slag off French football. I'm not slagging off French football. I'm stating a fact. It's easier than English football, easier than Spanish football, and easier than Italian football. And in my opinion, it's easier than French in German football as well. I'm not saying it's crap and everybody that's there is shit. I'm not talking about you, Roy. That's how dumb people think. Polarization. Where you're saying one guy's better than the other, that means you're saying the others are shit. No. Haaland is better for me than Mbappe, club level wise, because he's doing it in the hardest league and the Champions League. Mbappe's got to prove he can do both. Do I think he will? Yes. But you've got to go and deliver it. You've got to deliver it. You've got to.
Fair enough.
I'm sorry to get angry. It's not even I'm annoyed at you. I'm just sick and tired of.
No.
Who do you think is better, Messi or Who do you think is better, Messi or Ronaldo? Oh, I think Ronaldo. We said Messi's crap. Oh, it's just boring now. I'm so bored of that kind of response. It really troubles me.
And there's no Bundesliga tax, by the way, in the Prem, because I can give you a list of players that are doing great. Firmino came from the Bundesliga. Let's not forget Gundogan, Sane, all those guys, De Bruyne. But it's only certain teams when a player from the Bundesliga fell in your team, you always want to make it like it's Bundesliga tax. I want you to sit down one day with a pencil, write the players that haven't done well from the Bundesliga and those that have done well. Even Matip is from the Bundesliga. So let's stop this Bundesliga tax. Yeah. So this Bundesliga tax
the Bundesliga right now is better than Italian football. Like,
Thank you. I said the last
time. Bayern Munich would absolutely destroy Juventus or Inter Milan or AC Milan. AC Milan are top one, and every single Chelsea fan.
So don't run if that doesn't happen.
No. Roy, do you think we'd beat AC Milan? Yes or no?
If we play them tomorrow, yeah.
What are we talking about?
What about Bayern?
Would Bayern beat AC Milan?
Yeah, but it's not
Yeah,
about the best.
Would
guys,
Dortmund beat AC Milan? Would Eintracht Frankfurt beat AC
but it's
Milan?
not about the best teams in the league. In my opinion, even with the Bundesliga have, I'm going to guess here, 8 teams at least that would get battered week in, week out like Bournemouth do in the Prem. About 8 teams would. How do we know that? Because when the top 2 teams, when the top teams in Germany play them and the teams that are toe-to-toe with our Champions League teams play them, they batter them pretty much in that way all the time. We have 1 or 2 Bournemouths every now and then. Like, that's what makes our league harder.
Norwich, basically.
Yeah, but even not like you get a handful of teams here that can do that. And how do we know this? This isn't me as my Prem bias. This is what the international players that join our league tell us. This is why this is not like, oh, I think my league's better. Who do I listen to? I listen to the players that come from those leagues and go, fuck me. You go away to the team second from bottom in the league and they make it hard. They'll say, oh, in Italy or in Portugal or in Germany, it's a walk in the park. And that's my point. I'm not suggesting that it means their Champions League goals don't count. But when you get so many games which are easy at domestic level, it makes what you do in the Champions League easier. Like it does. You're not working. When a Premier League team does a Premier League Champions League double, for me, the achievement and the quality of that team is superior to most other achievements around because of how hard our league is. And I don't think our league's hard based on my opinion. It's what the players tell us who have played in multiple places. Like, why don't we? I understand we're all allowed our opinions as fans, but we have to stop ignoring what the professionals are telling us, like the actual people that play the game. I think it's really important, but there we go. I'm sorry to get annoyed. I just get frustrated at this stuff. Maybe it's 9 years of sitting here and doing this type of thing and hearing it. It just comes out.
Do you know what, Terry, can I ask you guys a question, all of you, right? I think this season, the quality in the Premier League across all the sort of teams has gone up a level where I feel 100%. This season, there's going to be a lot of drop points because, I mean, Newcastle are doing a madness. Do you know what I mean? Isak, that's crazy.
I think other than Bournemouth,
you've got Arsenal playing well. I'll be honest, Arsenal are playing probably the best football at the moment. They're looking nice, man. Do you know what I mean? I'm not a hater. I'm like I said. So I'm thinking that's why I love this season. This season I'm fascinated by it because it's going to be so many ups and downs because so many teams are getting better. It's going to be crazy. Do you know what I mean? In terms of ultimately who's going to hit in that top 4, and I just think the Premier League is just gone that further than the other league. There's a bigger gap now.
There's no reason, but then other than Bournemouth and maybe Fulham as well. Like I look at any other team playing a top 6 side, and it's hard for me to say this team will 100% win. There's absolutely no chance they drop points. I could even look at going away to Forest, going away to Southampton, to Brighton. Look at like United just faced Southampton, and it was a very, very tough 1-0 win. And 3-4 years ago, that would have been bog standard. They got 9-0 for you 2 years ago.
And the levels drop, and that's why sometimes you get the English team play against the team that's 3rd or 4th in the Bundesliga in a midweek game. Oh, they look very similar. Yeah, but how easy was the German team's game at the weekend? Like, and I think that plays a part. But people, listen, I appreciate everybody tuning in to the show today. Richard here says opinions on Fofana. Is Chelsea good or bad? I think good. Good. We all
Overpriced.
Good. Yeah, definitely overpriced.
Yeah, without a doubt. Everyone who's tuned in, my panelists, thank you all very, very much indeed. We're live after Arsenal versus Fulham when that finishes.
Come on, Fulham.
Take care. Goodbye. God bless. And I'll see you.